Bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, ba. Hey. Hi. How's it going? Look. What? This is a great intro already. That's basically it. I still don't know what to do with this thing. Do I talk like this? Does that sound good? How y'all been? Are you guys good? Is everything good? Very good. Yes, that's great. This intro already sucks. Very good. More Stanley Parable. Come play. No, wait. I'm playing. You just stay and watch. Let's jump right into it. I have to set the time again. What time is it? It is 9:04. We're gonna set the time again. Yeah, it is my favorite time of day. Yes, it is. Thank you. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 9:04 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. Freaking accurate as fuck. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time just adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's a good time. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've got through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should it be ready by next time you boot up the game? Okay, I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know if we're going to finish the game or what, but we're starting on Stanley Parable 2. That's exciting because we were on 1. Let's just jump right into it because we've already, I don't know, this intro has already been long enough. So we'll just, I was going to make
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Wait, so is this the number 2?
Was happy.
I don't know if this is number 2 or not.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions,
the get well
call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, like, is this... the bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Oh, I thought that is something. I thought it did something, it did not. Where?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Oh, I forgot.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stan. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Yeah,
Stanley took the
bucket's...
door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, I'll follow what you say, narrator, this time.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Okay.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth
pretty
now
great.
more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yes. Is this still openable? Yes, it is.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
Let's
Remember,
go,
no
dude.
reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I will. I got a figurine. Very, very fun, very cool. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Dumpster
Even
fire.
now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Okay,
At
narrator,
this
I need
point,
you
Stanley
to
was so
figure
absorbed
this
in the
out.
tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845. No, that's 55. 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yes, I
Was it
did.
the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly
lay
a
on the
logical
bucket.
explanation.
We went through this before, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't think nothing's changed. The only difference is that he keeps on mentioning the bucket, and I have a bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
What? Well, this is new. We're gonna push the number 3. This is not where... Is this where we left off? Oh, I guess it is. Huh. Okay, well...
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Am I able to leave? Like, can I just, like... No, okay. So that was just... This is it. Okay, well, I guess we go back. That's great. I didn't know I could go back up, god damn it.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Yeah, Bucket, you just don't understand, Bucket. Jesus, man. Ridiculous.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Stanley and the Bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay, we'll go here again. Sure.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Is this worth it?
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the Bucket both wondered to themselves.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this is worth it or not.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the Bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Yeah, we know this already.
The Bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything is fine, Bucket. Don't worry about a thing.
Was the Bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Ah, that's terrible.
Had the Bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a Bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raised furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the Bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never!
Yeah, not me.
He squeezed the Bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except
the Bucket.
for the Bucket.
Yeah, it's fair.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy
I
or
just don't
sad or
understand.
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very
This
place.
DLC sucks.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Just saying,
Stanley
DLC.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the Bucket...
I turned it off. I really don't care about the Bucket. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm sorry,
Stanley
but the
and the
Bucket's
Bucket waited
stupid.
in blackness.
I hate it.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the Bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest
I did
enemy,
it.
freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The Bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Yeah, I want to do
True,
that.
it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
Hello?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the Bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the Bucket to leave.
What?
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the Bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the Bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the Bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious Bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the Bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my Bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I think I hate the narrator. I hate him again. I liked him, and then now I hate him again. It's is that actually the end?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the Bucket.
Oh,
Stanley clutched the Bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the Bucket calling to him,
am I missing
telling him
something?
that the...
I don't know if there's more to this game or not. I think that is it. I'm gonna be real. I don't think there's any more to this game. I think we ended off with a bucket, and that is honestly, I think, the gist of it. Maybe we sign in and sign out again and see what happens. Let's quit the main menu. Slam it back in there. Maybe he doesn't need help anymore. I don't know. What time is it? Oh, he's just asking what the time is again. Oh, does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyways. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. Well, I don't know what that is. Don't know what that's about. If there's anyone in the comment section that wants to maybe give me a hint on what that's going on there, because I don't feel like going through everything again and then not doing anything. But also, if you haven't already, this game has been around for a long time, so check it out for yourself. Really fun game, goofy, fun, hilarious, ha ha ha. You know what I mean? So, yeah, check it out for yourself. You have a good day, night, evening, afternoon, and yeah. Thank you for watching, of course. It's always a pleasure having you here. And I go live sometimes on Twitch. If you want to keep up to date with that, follow me on Twitter. I think it's in the description. It'll be in the description. Have a good one. Bye.